Good afternoon, everybody. Got some pumpkins behind me. The kids were busy carving last night. Hannah was home on reading break. She's gone back down to school now. So Gage and I are gonna go for a little walk, and I'm wearing my mirror glasses for you guys. You keep requesting, you know, wear your sunglasses and see if you get anything in the reflection. Well, I'm not gonna watch the video and be checking out the reflections. You guys can do that, but I am wearing them for you. Some strange stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Let's get back in the woods and then we'll talk about the strangeness. We're gonna ask to speak to Bigfoot. I've been told by Diggany, and then apparently Grant got the message the other night as well. And that's the strangeness we'll talk about here in a minute. That we're supposed to ask to speak with Bigfoot. The other night I was supposed to go with Grant out to the woods and do a session at his place. And I didn't go, so he went by himself. And he heard some strange stuff down at the river. Like, it sounded like somebody threw a big rock into the river. Now the first thing I would think of is a beaver slapping its tail on the river. And he said that too, but he could not find any beaver or sign of beaver. There was nothing moving around on the bank. And he just brushed it off and he went home. And that night was the Leaf game was on Amazon. They're doing this weird thing, guys, where Amazon has bought rights to the NHL games for, I guess, all teams. I don't know. My team is Toronto Maple Leafs. And the last two Monday nights, the only way you could get the game was to watch it live on Amazon. Well, I'm an Amazon Prime member, fine. But I hate it. It sucks because you're live streaming. And I don't... The quality is not the greatest in terms of video. Anyway, I'm not happy with this Amazon thing. It's stupid. But Grant was telling me, 1946 Beaver plane going overhead. Looks like a Spitfire. Anyway, Grant was complaining the first Monday that his feed was terrible. It was breaking up, the picture quality was not good. And I said, well, mine's not the best, but it didn't sound as bad as he was making it out to be. And the other night when he got home, he started to watch the game and he said these strange voices were coming through his TV. And I said, I was watching the game at the same time on my TV at home on Amazon. And he called me and said, are you hearing any of this? I said, no. So now I haven't watched the video. I don't know if he's put the video up yet or not on his channel, but he recorded this with his phone and his wife heard it. And so he was telling me that when he analyzed what the voices were saying on his computer, it was talking about Bigfoot and that we should go ask to talk to Bigfoot. This guy just seems so strange to me, right? Diggany, our new friend that I interviewed a few weeks back, just told me this the other week that we need to ask to speak to them and that we should be trying to communicate with them. And now Grant's getting these messages coming through the TV. Guys, this sounds so freaking crazy. I don't even know where to begin. You know, like, if you were new to this channel, if I were new to this channel just tuning in, I'd be like, what the f is this guy talking about? But it's been a long journey to get here. Right? We've got 250 episodes of My Bigfoot Story. We just hit 100 episodes of Bigfooter Gary. We've been doing this for 6 years now, something like that. I don't know. And it's all fun and games, right? It's a hobby. Gary goes out, he thinks Bigfoot's real. He can, you know, if anyone can find it, Gary can find it. But as Gary goes along, he starts talking about himself in the third person. He also records strange paranormal voices and knocks and screams and whistles and things we can't explain. That's where we're at right now. So I'm just gonna make my way back to the first clearing, which has the trail camera set up in it, and we're gonna have to talk to Bigfoot. Just heard the ravens. Sounds like they're coming this way. We're here at the gifting log. No, no feathers. I asked them to put a feather in here. So yes, Gage has a squeaky toy. Some of you guys noted in the last video. You thought you heard something like that. That's exactly what it is. He has a ball that squeaks when he chews on it. So he brought that from the house. You gonna squeak that? Come here. You know, normally I would cut all this stuff out because, you know, we've got planes going overhead, and I don't know, just I would try to fine line detail it down to exactly, you know, the shots I want. But today is just informal. I'm here, and you know, Bigfoot's joining us today. We're gonna have an interview, right, buddy? He's gonna leave some comments on this camera right now. Very clear, defined, whispered voices, like the day it said, "They glow." Right now, go ahead. I am asking to speak with Mr. or Mrs. Bigfoot.
Guys, it's Crazy Town. It's a trip to Crazy Town. When I leave these spaces on the camera, I can hear things. Now, you have to have your headset on. You have to crank the volume. But I'm telling you, I can hear whispered words. Not as clear as when it said, "They glow." That was the clearest thing I've ever heard. Guys, I swear it says "right now." When I say, "I'm leaving you a space to say something," it says, "right now." And then we hear a whistle. I didn't hear it out in the woods. It was very windy, and when we start the necrophonic up, I couldn't even hear what the necrophonic was saying because it was so windy and I had a toque over my ears. So I'm not surprised that I missed this whistle, but there's also a whistle.
I am asking to speak with Mr. or Mrs. Bigfoot. Make sure you guys are checking these glasses. Anybody seeing anything? Does it work if I stay still or if I move? Do I have to be facing the sun to get some glare? Somebody refresh my memory. Who was the guy that filmed this stuff in his sunglasses? It's the guy that died, isn't it? I can't think of his name. Comment below. You guys know that I'm too scientific for all of that. 90% of this. Even the voices, guys. I don't know what to make of this. I don't think we're dealing with Bigfoot. And I told Grant that right from the time he called me. I said, you know, it's odd. It's weird that they say Bigfoot is something toying with us. Well, then Grant and I got into, you know, a bit of an argument where he's telling me about, I'm not going to say the name. You guys know the entity, the name that we captured back here in 2 separate videos. I'll put it up on the screen. Okay, but I'm not going to say the name because Grant told me, don't say that name anymore. And I have a really bad feeling about that. And, you know, I just told him. It sounds like religious rhetoric to me, right? When you're giving something power by saying its name. I don't know about any of that, guys. If things start moving around my house crazy, things are breaking, you know, I don't know. If poltergeist activity starts happening, then I'll worry about it at that time. Some of you say I take this too lightly. Well, no, I'm just, if you believed that there was a demon out here following me around in the woods, do you think that I would come out here and do this? No. There's something. I think it's just something that tries to scare me away. I protect myself with white light. I believe in my spirit team. I believe we all are of good and light and have the power to protect ourselves. So you know, I'm not inviting anything to toy with me or mess with me, but I don't worry about it that much. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know. We'll never know until it happens, right? Again, I get a lot of you guys saying, oh, don't go in the woods, don't do this, don't do that. Well, it wouldn't be much of a channel if Gary didn't experiment. Come out here and see what's real, record. In fact, I'm standing very close to where we captured whatever it was we captured in one of those videos. It was back here, probably might even be right here where I'm standing, because I was standing over there. And we got something that came up to the ground and then dropped back down to the ground. And there's no way you can't tell me that that's not a figure. Some people said, you know, it's just a reflection on the lens and this and that. And no, there's something there, something moving. And if I thought about it too hard, would that freak the hell out of me? Yeah, we wouldn't have a channel, guys, if I think about this stuff. If I took it any more seriously than I do. Oh, great. Here comes the Spitfire again, making its return. So again, I invite whatever the hell it is we're dealing with out here to leave a message on the camera. I don't want to use any of the Spirit Box apps today. Well, you know what? Actually, as soon as I thought that, and I wasn't going to, I kind of got an understanding that no, I should, and that we're going to hear that word, well, the B word. I didn't bring the speaker today. Say your name. I can hardly hear it over the wind. I can hardly hear what the necrophonic is saying because of the wind. So I'm gonna hold the app, the phone, right up to the microphone on the camera. You guys will be able to hear, even though I myself can't. I'm looking to talk to Bigfoot. This will be interesting because I can't even hear what's being said, so it's not like I can have a preconceived notion until I get home and listen to this on the computer. And just so the big feet know that I'm not messing around and I'm not recording this for 30 minutes, that's all the time I'm going to give them. Just a brief 2 minutes. Hopefully if they had a message for us, they said it. I won't know until I analyze this on the computer. I didn't hear a dang thing that was coming through. I guess between the toque covering my ears and the wind. Hopefully the microphone, I was holding the phone right up close. Hopefully it recorded everything nice and clear. I also recorded the other day, guys, there was a big storm came through and I wanted to put that trail camera back out, so I have not gone through it. I need to do that just in case there's any messages that were left on the DJI action that day. That's what we were filming on. This is it. You know what? This is what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna record 45-minute sessions anymore. If you're out here, Bigfoot, forest spirits, whoever, whatever, if you have a message for me, you need to do it quick. And there, guys, is the first shiver down the back of my neck. Absolutely friggin' I was not getting any shivers. So what does that mean? No, you know, see, that would be, okay, I'm gonna turn it back on. Just super briefly, ever so briefly, to give them one more chance, because you guys know, as I know, that means they're here when that happens. This is it. If you've got a message, you give it to us now. Blow our minds. So windy right now. Okay, it seems to have stopped, and when it stops, that's when I like to take a break and shut it off. So that's it. That's all the time I'm gonna give them, and I will put whatever we hear on the screen. Does it make sense? Is it communication from Bigfoot? I came out here and I asked. 90% of people wouldn't give that message that Grant got the time of day, but I did, so. Hey guys, as you can see, the storm's coming in behind me, but I want to get back here in the woods and get this trail camera back up on the tree. It's been down for a week, so we're missing all kinds of animals coming through, I'm pretty sure. Most of the leaves are down now, and I'm getting sightings from all my neighbors of bears. Never had bears right at our houses in 10 years. Further back in the swamp we do, but this year, even in town, there is 3 hot spots in the city right now which are just polluted with bears. Tom got photos, there was 4 bears behind his yard, a mom and 3 cubs. And he got photos on his cell phone, and then my aunt tells me that there's apple trees down the road from her place, and she says every day there are bears in there eating the apples, and they have just a makeshift roadblock up so that people don't hike the trail there because the bears are down there every afternoon. So we've shut down all our programs here in our area, probably all of Northern Ontario. We just don't have funding anymore for bear removal programs. They never really worked anyway. You call the ministry and they just come out and, you know, put up a big bear cage, throw some donuts in there, and then relocate the bear. I know. You guys don't want to talk about bears. You want to talk about Bigfoot. But I don't want to talk about Bigfoot. I want to talk about whatever it is that's out here with me in the woods, probably here right now beside me. You here beside me? You got something to say? Say it into the camera. I have to admit, I was completely freaked out in the last video, guys, to capture a disembodied voice once again. It happens rarely, but when it does, it really made me stop and think, what are we dealing with? And to me, that's different than asking for answers on an app and getting a response on an app, because you can always say in the back of your mind, oh, this is just for entertainment, you know, it's not real, even though it's saying family members' names and things that are relevant and pertinent and intelligent. You know, I always kind of wrote it off like, but when you hear a voice out of nowhere, there's no denying that. It freaks you out. Well, here comes the rain. Got back here just in time to get that camera set up, and then the storm caught up with me, guys, so I'm gonna make my way back to the house. This guy's okay in the rain, no problem, but my camcorder, we all know what happens to the camcorder when it gets rained on. Gary ends up having to buy a new camcorder. And this one's already brand new, so I'm gonna hightail it back for the house. I'm gonna record the whole way though, just in case, you know, we get another voice. That's kind of what I'm after, even though the thought of that freaks me out. Got home just in time.